Organizers of next month's Fox Valley Pride event in Neenah are critical of the city's decision to keep it away from downtown. These are photos of last year's event at Jones Park in Appleton. The event expanded its focus this year to the entire Fox Valley and began looking for a new location. Organizers tell us Fox Valley Pride received conditional approval to hold the event along Wisconsin Avenue in Neenah and begin advertising it, knowing that full approval would eventually be granted after meeting conditions over time. The city says this is the first event to receive conditional approval to close Wisconsin Avenue since a basketball tournament several years ago caused downtown businesses to close their doors because of traffic and parking disruption. However, after giving conditional approval, the city of Neenah revoked it, recommending Fox Valley Pride hold the event at Riverside Park out of concern that downtown businesses would face similar issues.
So when we met originally, sure, there were no concerns raised from businesses at that point. They had not necessarily been contacted prior to the initial meetings we had with the city, but we did reach out to Future Neenah and they seemed excited about it. We also do have several of the locations, the businesses downtown that are either sponsoring or going to partake in partial collaboration with us at this time. So we had only heard the opposite, that people were really excited about it.
Event organizers say they were actually interested in holding it along Wisconsin Avenue so the public could, or the people attending that is, could bring their business to downtown Neenah. For now, Neenah's Riverside Park is the backup location for the June 22nd event. Menasha, Oshkosh, or Appleton are also being weighed as replacement locations.